we are about to make, I'm going to show you how I make a 5-gallon chicken feeder. Give me 2 ticks.
You don't have to hide.
I've been telling you I was gonna make one. I'm gonna show you how I make a chicken feeder so you can get a break, take a break. If you're a homestead and you're a homesteader, you're a gardener with chickens or livestock, I'm gonna show you how we go on vacation without having neighbors or family and friends come over to feed our chickens and water our chickens and stuff like that while we gone. So give me 2 ticks. Let me check and make sure this screen is doing okay. All right.
Right.
Yep, perfect. Let me turn that down. Yep. All right. This is what we're gonna do. Hey Tandy Oats, if you guys got chickens, I know it's only 9 people in the house right now. Anybody else? Hey Francine, I'm going to show everybody how to make a 5-gallon chicken feeder, but you can make, hey Nancy LaSure, you can make this chicken feeder as big as you want to make it. If you got a 5-gallon drum, you can use that too, but I'm showing you something that's more for the average gardener, homesteader, okay? So hey Linda Holmes, something that's super easy to do. So I'm gonna just jump right into it because I don't want to be on here all day. A lot of homesteaders, I watch y'all on y'all videos and I always see different, hey Leslie Curls, how you doing? Hey Spencer Pendleton. I see you guys out there slinging that chicken feed, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But to me, what I see it attracts rodents, because the chickens, they just scratch through it. They may scratch it, and some of it, they don't get it all. And it attracts rodents, it attracts bugs, it attracts everything that you don't want on your land or around your chickens. It attracts possums, raccoons, weasels, all that stuff that want to eat your chickens too, because they're out there looking for food too, and you just spreading it around. And mice and wild birds, they love that stuff too. You just attracting all of that different stuff. Thank you, Leslie Curls. I'm working it out. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna make this smooth, easy, and quick. Before I get into it, I'm gonna tell y'all, at our old land, I had a couple of these that I made, and it saved, I mean, we would go on vacation for a week or two, and everything was all good. I didn't have to worry about my chickens while I was gone. So this is a proven method. As a matter of fact, soon as I made my chicken coop here, I had my old one, the ones that I did, but it had rusted out, because I'm going to show you, I changed one little recipe with this. It used to be made out of metal, now it's plastic. Okay, Leslie Curl said, you keep saying old land, how much land? See, a lot of people don't know, before I really start doing a lot of videos, I've been doing this for, well, I can't say me and Lady Led been doing this for years. And before we bought this house, I've only been in this house 4 years, 5 years? Almost 5 years. We did this years. I actually really did have a homestead. And people just they think I don't know what I'm talking about, because y'all see this house in this neighborhood and this land, and you say, he don't know what he's talking about. But I'm telling you, I did this way before this happened. So I let people talk and say what they want to. And back then, I didn't have a video camera videotaping everything I do. You know, I would take a lot of pictures, which I got tons of pictures of everything. I got pictures of our land. I got pictures of our little goat, our little miniature horse. I got pictures of all of the stuff I talk about that I know how to do, that we do, and I still do here. So it's just, now it's kind of just little, you know, upscaled a little bit. Other than that, it's no different. So how you doing, 1212 Weaver? Uh okay, I got you. Let's get right into this. I just wanted to give a little backstory since you asked that question, because a lot of people don't know that I did this. Like when I was talking about starting fires and waking up early before anybody else in my family to get the fireplace started and hope that the fire ain't moist and hope the cover stayed on top of the fire, the wood, so I gotta start a fire. That's how we heated our home for years. Fireplace and kerosene heaters. Wasn't no gas. My water was out of a well. I know all about that crazy stuff. That's why I was like, it's for some people. Nothing was wrong with it. I just was like, man, this is a lot. And plus I was working a full-time job nursing too. So I was like, it's too much. Yes, 1212 Weaver. I'm not in Florida. I'm in South Carolina. So let's get into it. First thing, okay. Does everybody know what this is? This is a wait. Leslie Curl, will you ever get bigger land plot? This is all I need. We got about an acre here across the creek and everything. I don't need all of those acres. Don't get me wrong. I do plan on purchasing, I keep going back and forth with that, purchasing extra land. But for me and what I can maintain without outsource hiring people to come and help take care of my land, that's stupid. Because after a while, if you can't take care of it yourself and you paying out to take care of your land, why do you have it? It was about being free, saving money and all that. After a while, it gets stupid. That's why I say sometime I gotta come back and be like, it's not adding up, Okay, Spencer Pendleton said, not a chicken feeder question. That's okay. And I know you said you were almost done experimenting with plants. No, I'm not. I always say that. But have you tried planting a jujube tree? Seems like a cool tree. They are delicious. My friend Claudia sent me some jujubes, and I've never tasted anything like it in my life. And I saved the seeds, and I was going to try to plant them. But I may just order a tree if I could find somewhere to put it. I'm running out of space again. So yeah, you're right about that. Okay, anybody know what that is? This is a chicken feeder from like a Tractor Supply or any livestock feed shop or something like that. This thing will cost you like $10-15, and this is just a little one. This is the size of my hand. This is a little one for like chicks. They make a bigger one, which mine is broken and I can't find the other half of it. That's why it's not in the video. But this is how you feed your chicks. And then you buy the bigger one. It costs you almost $50. And it only holds 1 gallon, if that, of feed. Here's the problem with that. They make a lot of mess with these, right? You spent all that money and you got to keep refilling this little stupid thing. I got tired of that. So I just looked at the design of how this works, how gravity feeds this down and it won't come and spill out of here. I made my own. Okay, so this is what we need. Now remember how much those feeders cost. You don't have to take my advice. You can go and Google it and see how much those feeders cost so you know exactly. I'm throwing a price out there, which I've seen in a couple places anywhere from $30 to like $45 feeders, and they still only make them like 2 gallon big. You know what I'm saying? So you'll constantly you ain't gonna be filling it up as much as this one, but you still got to keep going back to fill it up. What I found is 5 gallons of feed gives me about a week and a half, 2 weeks of feeding without me having to worry about them. So I said that's a sweet spot. So with that, that's what I stuck with, was the 5 gallon feeder. Too big, you can't move it around. too big, you can't lift it up and hang it on nothing or screw it on nothing. It's too heavy because you got a 50-pound bag of feed in it or more. So 5 gallons is perfect. Okay, 12 Weaver say, I just watched Homestead Heart and she was going to make her own feeder as well. Oh, okay. Well, that's perfect. So, I'm gonna show you how I make mine. I showed y'all mine out there in the chicken coop that I built out of wood. Now I'm gonna show you a easier one where if you ain't got no saw and all of that stuff to be and you know you ain't doing too much good carpentry in your life, no problem. So first off, Home Depot bucket. Any kind of bucket, any kind of 5-gallon bucket. This was $2.97, okay? And what's the name now? $2.97 for the bucket. $3. Now, this the sweet part. Know what that is? That's an old cheap oil pan for when you changing your oil on your car. This is one of the cheap ones. I didn't want the fancy one because we don't need that. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this. Now, this is the part that I used to have that was made out of metal and it rusted out. So I thought about, if I change this to plastic, this will last a lot longer. I'm going to show you how. Okay, I'm going to answer a couple questions, then I'm going in. Okay. Do you find creatures getting into the feeder when filled? You ain't going to stop critters from getting the food no matter what you do. This is just a lot better than slinging it out on the ground for them to actually come and just find it. I keep all my feed and water inside of the coop. Either way, keeping it in one particular spot is going to be better than sprinkling that crap all over the place. It's just going to bring pests, rodents, and everything else. Just give them something to find. Okay. What's 99 cents at the Dollar General, the bucket or the oil pan? Either one. Hey, how you doing, Essie? Okay, this is what we gonna do. First off, I got my drill here and it's ready. You're gonna need a drill. I mean, you could use a razor blade, but I don't like people doing it. I don't even like giving that kind of advice because one slip of a razor blade and you know your finger is gone, all because you're trying to be cheap. So this is a one and a half paddle bit. Yeah, it's rusty. I've had this for years. Okay. Hey Frankie, how you doing? Here's the paddle bit. It's 1.5 inches. Now this is what we're gonna do. This is how this is going to fit together. This bucket, the bottom of this bucket is going to sit right inside of this oil pan. And I'm going to show you why in a minute. See that in there? See how that sit? Leave that lip? You got a feeding trough, a little miniature feeding trough all the way around 360 degrees. See that? Okay, that's what we're looking for. Now here's the other secret to this. We're going to drill holes in the bottom of this bucket. I'm going to pan this down a little so you can see a little better. We're going to drill holes right here, right at the bottom of the bucket. And the reason why is because we don't want those holes to come up higher than this lip. If they come up higher than this lip, the feed just going to spill out. If it's lower than this lip, gravity is just going to keep feeding it, and once it get to the top of the hole, it's going to stop. So it'll never spill out. The chickens go in there and get their food. They don't make no mess, and they don't, here's another thing, they don't poop in the food. Everybody with chickens know that's a big problem. That's why I made my own waterer, and I made my own feeder, because once you start throwing food out there, the chickens is pooping on it, then the chickens turn around, they pecking the food and pecking their own poop, digesting that and getting sick. So this cuts all of that out. And see, I'm gonna show you too The reason you need the lid, so they don't poop in the food. This food will stay fresh. And you put like a little piece of plywood over top of that. So even when they jump on top of the bucket, they don't poop in the little trough down here and it don't get wet. I'm gonna show you. So we're gonna get right at it, okay? It's really this easy. Okay, let me get up and get at it. All I'm gonna do, line that up, and I'm only gonna drill like 4 holes. You don't need a bunch of holes. You just need like 2 or 3 holes because the chickens is gonna spread it out anyway. See, it's old, but it's still effective. Now you see that hole right there? Now watch this. You can slip, it's gonna slip right down in that bucket. See how I covered that hole up? It's covering that hole up by about 3 or 4 inches. Let me show you down in there, if I can. Yeah, see that down there? That's what we want. We want that to only be about 1 inch off of the bottom of that black pan, just like that. Do not bring that hole up higher than this lip. That's what stops that feed from falling out. So hold on. I'm gonna do this a couple more times. For everybody, it ain't gotta be perfect. It ain't nothing gotta be like perfectly symmetrical and it gotta be at, 10 and 2. No, just, I'm gonna put 4 holes in here. Now I'm gonna get plastic crumbs all over Lady Leg table. I'm sorry, baby. I'm gonna clean it up. It's for the people, baby. It's for the people. Okay. I'm gonna put 4 holes in here. Just for grins and giggles. I'm still watching. I can see what y'all are saying, so don't be shy. Hey, Rosalind Givens. Let's get at it. Okay. Remember to clean that up. Get you a little knife or something, a little razor blade. Clean all of that up, okay? Let me just kind of half-ass clean this right now. Get this out of my way. Okay, I'm not gonna clean this up right now because that's not what I'm trying to get at y'all and show y'all what's going on. Oh, she said, who gonna clean that stuff up? I'm gonna clean it up. Well, I'm gonna get a whooping. Okay, we gonna worry about that later. Now, what we gonna do, my tripod is, that's all I got, man. I'm gonna change this bit. I'm gonna change that bit. You put in a 9/16, 5/8, I'm sorry. Put in a small bit. Now this is where the magic about to happen. I'm gonna put this on top of this bucket. I'm gonna center it the best that I can. And lay that down just like that. I'm gonna bring y'all upstairs with me for a second. Hold on. So you can get a real good look. Okay, I got it pretty much centered about where I want it. Now, what I'm gonna do is drill 2 holes about 1 inch across. 1 to 2 inches across from each other. Okay, I'm gonna do it on the other side. That went fast. Okay. Now I'm going to show you why I did that. Now you got 4 holes in there. Once I show you what this is for, you can make more holes in this if you want to. This is so we're going to attach this pan to this bucket. And this is how we're going to do it. I know this sounds like it's shoddy and flimsy, but this will last for years. Okay, this is how we're going to do it. With a zip tie. It's that simple. With a freaking zip tie. I got these zip ties for 99 cents, a whole 100 pack of them for 99 cents at Harbor Freight. You will see these hanging from all my fruit trees out there with the tags that I made on there. This is how we're going to attach this to this. Reach up under here, stick it in a hole you got sold. Oh, it would help if I was on camera, wouldn't it? See that? Now, tighten that zip tie up. There you go. Now we're going to do this other side. Where you go, baby? Okay. We're going to do the same thing. Hey, Supreme Family Garden. What's up, brother? Okay. Bring that back out. Now, tighten that zip tie. Get it good and tight. Got some scissors, baby? I don't got my dog on. Oh, I got them. I can't believe they right here. Snip that. You can even have this little lumpy part inside so it'll sit more flush. But this is the finished product. Can y'all see that? The feeder. It was that simple. You see this? That's gonna last forever. Trust and believe it. Now you wondering, you like, oh, ain't the food gonna slip out through the bottom? No, it is not. Now, I'm gonna show you how this works. It is truly this simple. So hang tight, I'm gonna take you upstairs so you can really get a good look at how this works a little better. Now, remember this little feeder? Look, we can fit that in there. That ain't gonna feed nobody. Might as well just do this. That didn't even scratch the surface. See that? Now, we gonna go over here. I got a whole bucket of feed right here, 5 gallons of feed. Now I wanna show y'all what it's gonna do at the bottom. Keep watching that bottom. Keep watching the trough. I'm gonna put the whole 5 gallons of feed in there. Now, as the chickens eat and clear that out, watch this. It's just gonna keep coming out, no matter what. They're gonna keep chewing, keep knocking. Oh, my little plastic crumbs is holding it up. When you clean those little plastic crumbs off, let me get that out of there, it'll flow freely. But as they peck and eat, it just keeps on coming out. They keep pecking just like inside my coop. As they eat all this out, it just fills back up. See that? As they keep on doing that, it keeps spilling out. But it'll never overfill. Now, you wanna leave on vacation? You wanna go home? Go to vacation, Disney World, put that lid on there. Now, nothing can get in there, moisture, because that's the biggest killer, believe it or not. I'd rather rodents get in it than water, because water will rot all of this and mildew this whole bucket of feed if it start getting moist at the top. See that? It is that simple. I kid you not. And there is a bonus. You can either set this on the ground, which some people do, but this is how I always had mine. Hold on, I'm gonna show you. Perfect example. That's history. Now, you can set it on the ground, or remember, check this out. Your bucket got a handle, and this handle is made where it can hold 5 gallons of weight, right? So use that to your advantage. Hang it. That will keep rodents from getting into the food. If you hang it up high, animals got to really work hard to jump up to the food. So what you do is get you a chain or a hook, a garden hook or a chain, and hang that. I'm gonna pick this up and hang this from a beam, a fence, anything. Hang that up high like that, and I'm gonna show you what it look like when it's hanging down here. You hang that up high like that, where it's dangling. Number one, the chickens don't like jumping on it while it's moving, so they'll keep jumping off instead of standing up there pooping on it. It'll stay off the ground, stay from off the wet, moist ground, and rodents can't get to it as easy. So when it's up in the air like that, it don't get dirty down in here. They can't kick dirt, and they can't just scratch the food around and mess it all up. All they're gonna do is peck in this feed and eat just enough to come out. Let me put that back down. Just enough and it come out. Just enough and it come out. See that? That's all it's gonna do. It's never gonna overfill. So now you got 5 gallons of feed. Say I got 7 chickens. This is gonna last me a week and a half to 2 weeks, depending on the weather, of course, and if they're free range and they're eating bugs and stuff outside. In the wintertime, this might last a week and a half. Summertime, this might last 2 weeks because they eat more stuff out in the yard. So, I'm gonna leave this example up here so we can ask some questions and get at it, because that's it. I am done. It is that simple. I kid you not. So that's it, you guys. That's my easy 5-gallon chicken feeder. The only difference between what I just showed you guys, the only difference between this and the one in my coop, that one is made out of wood, and I did that customized to fit in a specific place. It's that simple. But this is what I used to have on our old land for years. I had a 5-gallon bucket instead of this plastic oil pan. The watering system is coming tomorrow. So this is kind of like a part 1 of feeding your livestock. Okay, the watering system is coming tomorrow. The only reason that no, this won't work with water. This style will not work with water, Frankie. Don't do this with water. It's just gonna spill out the bottom. Okay. There is another way that I'm going to show you with water, so you make sure that your chickens are getting the best water that they can get. When I say the best water, here's one of the problems with watering your chickens. My waterer is literally outside. When you watering your chickens, one of the biggest problems with watering your chickens is the messiest thing. I don't want to give my whole spiel because that's what I'm going to be saying tomorrow. It's one of the messiest things you can do, because every day you have to change the water on your chickens every day. Sometimes every 5 minutes, because as soon as one of them poop in the water, you're like, because if you don't change that water, they drinking shitty water and they're going to get sick. So you're going to spend more money on, fixing your chickens and time fixing your chickens. Because remember, if your chickens are sick, you eating those eggs. Those eggs is going in your body. You don't want your chickens sick. Okay? So you change your water, like Leslie Curl say, either you change your water twice a day, 3 times a day. It depends on how many chickens you got and how much mess they making. I'm gonna show you a way where they don't never got to drink no poop water no more. They can't poop in this water. I'm gonna show you how they get it out of those little cups. Look at the video I did yesterday on I was inside my chicken coop. That's showing you how my system is made. Now the only reason I'm not doing that tonight, because I got everything prepared for it already. I can't do it tonight because I'm not putting it on a 5-gallon system. I'm going to do something that I've been wanting to do, but you can use a 5-gallon bucket like I got out in the chicken coop. I'm going to be using a 30-gallon drum, water drum. And I'm going to hook up an outside system, just the same as inside the coop, but I want a system on the outside of the coop. So they can, when they outside, they can just be out there, get a drink of water. I got a gutter system that's coming down in the middle of nowhere. You can see that in some of my videos. That used to be hooked to a 350-gallon giant tote that I used to collect water with. And I left that there because I always wanted to put another drum out there for this exact reason. So this is perfect timing so I can show you how I'm going to set up my water system for outside in the chicken run. So they can get water from the inside, or they can be getting water, fresh rainwater from outside and drink it. Now here's the other thing with that. Having a big drum outside, that water is for me too. If I end up needing it, I'll have water stored up for emergency. I got water drums all around my house. I even keep some in the garage just in case. You just never know. So it ain't just about water in the garden to me. Sometimes, with these storms and the water go bad, I got water to boil, and I ain't got to be worrying about the city trying to cut my, fix me. Nah. So I'm going to show y'all that tomorrow. So I'm going to go back in here. Look, I got plastic crumbs all over my screen. Any questions on the 5-gallon chicken feeder? Now, I'm going to set this out there. Okay, I'm going to go in here and answer a couple questions. Okay. Stephanie Valdez, will this work for dog food? Yes, it will. It'll work for all kinds of feed. You got to just make sure, hey, Raising Disciples, how you doing? Here's the thing. You got to make sure that your dog muzzle can fit down in the trough. Now I'm gonna show you how to do that, okay? All you gotta do is don't set the bucket dead in the center of this pan. Scoot the bucket all the way to one side, and that'll make this side bigger. And instead of putting the holes all the way around, just put them out here. Just put about 3 right there. And all the feed will be out here, and it'll give your dog enough space to fill this gap. Okay, he can fit right down in there and eat the food without pooping it. I know dogs do the same thing chickens do. He'll poop in his own food and eat a turd and get sick and all that other strange stuff. So yes, it does work for dogs too. Okay, I'm gonna go back in here. Okay. I'm gonna go back up so I can see, because everybody been talking, I ain't been watching. I've been trying to demonstrate this, okay? I'm gonna get off here. I only want this to be 45 minutes, so I got 10 minutes left. Okay, we got Spencer Pendleton's. Hello, hey Sophie B, how you doing? Good to see you. All right, and we got 12 Weaver said, I was just watching Homestead Heart. Okay, and I hope hers work out well too. Let's see. But do you find creatures got that one? Oh, I answered more than I thought I did. Okay. Frankie said you finally made it. I'm always late. You can never be too late to one of my videos. You know I end up doing it for another 2 or 3 hours. So are you late really? Nah. I've been trying to be better. But I get to talking to y'all. We go to cutting up. You know, we be on here all day. Okay, Sophie B, you can use a square one for the dog food. Yes, you can. See, you can use any kind of size bucket that you want or pan. You know those pans that sit under your water heater at Home Depot? If you got a 50-gallon drum, like the big ones they sell like on Craigslist and stuff like that, a big plastic 55-gallon drum, you get that, and then you go out and buy a one of those pans that go under your water heater or under your furnace, and they either big and square or big and round, and they just like this pan, they sit up off the ground like that. You can do the same thing and have 50 gallons of feed in there. I wouldn't do that. That's a little too much, because what happens, the reason I said the 5-gallon container is the sweet spot. Hey, D. Backman, because plastic condensation of moisture gathers inside of plastic. And if you have this outside somewhere where it's keep getting hot in the daytime, cool at night, condensation set in, you will lift this lid up. This is why I don't use metal, because it's real bad with metal. You lift the lid up and you see condensation water up here that gathered out of no man's land, right? That drips down into your feed, and then you go in there one day, you say, oh, I ain't got to worry about them legs, and I ain't got to worry about that feed for a week or two. When you finally go in there, you will see it's all green and moldy and messed up, and your chicken's been eating that, probably, risking them getting sick. So after 5 gallons worth of feed, and I have to come back and feed them, I don't want to leave them too long without checking their food. If you did a 55-gallon drum and you only got about 10 chickens, it's too much of a risk. Now, if you got a flock of chickens, you got about 50 chickens or more, oh, that's excellent. That's what you want to do. That's an excellent idea. So, okay, I'm going to keep it rocking here. All right. Okay, nice. Supreme Family Guard, man. Man, we need to talk. Boy, we got to talk, bro. Okay. Leslie Carroll's hard to tell, but can they get their beacon there? Yeah, look. I'm going to zoom back down. This is my hand. So, you see that? A chicken ain't got no problem, because the feed is going to only come up to the top of that hole. And that's it. Watch. They keep pecking at it. That feed will only get this high, like this. That's as high, and then they just, and as they peck, it just comes down. Gravity feeds it. Okay. Come back in. Frankie said, would it work with water? Do not do this with water. I'm going to show y'all my water feeder tomorrow, and that's going to be a 30-gallon water drum. That's what I'm doing. I already got a 5-gallon drum for water inside the coop, and I'm going to show you guys how to make that too. So, okay. Better hanging inside the coop or in the run, not having free rangers. Yes, that's why I told you. That's why I keep the handle on the bucket. I keep the handle on, and you get you a long chain and hook you a hook on there and hang it from the top of your cage or a fence or a post. That way, nothing can just be hopping up there. And believe it or not, chickens don't even like being on there because it's constantly moving and it scares them. So they don't even like getting up there. Okay, hey Nick Thomas, how you doing? What's going on? I just did a video on making a 5-gallon chicken feeder. Or you know what? For people that don't have chickens, you can also do this if you want to just feed birds. I mean, you like wild birds, attracting wildlife type birds, you can use it for that too. I'm just now thinking of that, so don't act like I'm not even going to pretend that was my whole intention. I just thought of it. But yeah, you can use this for feeding wild birds or squirrels or whatever else you like to feed. It's gonna come and gnaw your whole house off. Okay, left margin says yes, 50 ducks in a hot tub has a mega system that what? Has a mega system like that. 50 ducks in a hot tub. That must be somebody's name. I hope. Has a mega system like that, but he has over 1,000 birds. Yeah, which he donates 95% of them in the fall to several homeless shelters and food pantries. Okay, I get what you're saying. So, his name is funny, but yeah, the bigger this is, the more birds you need. You really don't need more than a 5-gallon hookup like this. I'm going to even say this. If you had more, hey, Louisiana Garden family, what's going on, bro? You missed it. If you got more than just like 10 or 20 birds, if say you got 20 to 30 birds, you know what I would do? I would just make 2 of these. I wouldn't go making no 50-gallon drum one unless you got like hundreds of birds. Because that feed sits around and it's going to mold and rot inside that drum. This will get eaten in due time where you ain't really got to keep your eye on it. It'll give you time to take a break. Hey, Stephanie Valdez. It'll give you time to take a break. You know, you can go in town and do your business or, you know, go to your family house, go somewhere, enjoy the holiday, something, and come back without your chickens out there dead from starvation or done ate each other, because that's what they do. Okay. Yeah, you got chickens too, Louisiana Garden family, right? You got chickens. So this, you might want this little hookup unless you already got one. Okay. What's going on, my name? Okay, said 50 ducks in a hot tub is his YouTube channel. Okay, that's hilarious. I'm gonna have to go and check him out. Okay, 50 ducks in a hot tub. I gotta write that down. So that's it, you guys. I got 2 minutes left. I just wanted to really get on here and throw something at you. This is one of my favorite little deals here. That the only reason I'm showing you is because it works so good for me. Hey, Gross It. What is that? GTJR Gross It. Go. Well, that's a lot of letters. You might want to. It's a lot of letters, dude. Okay. Stephanie Valdez, no chickens here, but I have a dog. This will work with your dog too. It'll really help. So they don't, you know, dogs come and eat their food and splattering it all over the house and stuff. And, you know, just putting it in a bowl. You kick it over. The dog kick it over. I ain't never had no dog. I just see stuff on TV. Now that, I'm not going to pretend I've had a dog. I've tried to have a dog. I can't do it. But I watched it on TV and I watched it on some of y'all channels. Watched at your house where your dog kicked the food over, kicked the water over. This work with dogs too. So you don't got that problem no more. You can't kick this over. Not even no big dog. Look at that. He ain't kicking that over. Ain't no food flying out of that. Okay. Leslie Curls. I love how y'all make essential items for farming. Very inexpensive. Thank you and your wife for sharing. Thank you, Leslie Curls, for even saying that. I'm going to tell you why. And all of us that do this or have done it or plan to do it, one thing you learn real quick when you homesteading or when you doing some like extracurricular type gardening, I'm gonna say, or like a Beautiful Nest TV call it. What does she call it, babe? I'm trying to think. Oh, I can't think of what she called it. But the thing is this. Oh, I messed that up. I wish I could remember it. The thing is this. You're going to need bigger equipment. Because after a while, little stuff like this is not going to cut it. Once you really start getting into gardening, you know, all that little stuff that you can find in, you know, that store, the biggest store in the world, and you go to that one aisle where it say, hey, Miller's Garden, where it say, as seen on TV, oh, this little rototiller can till up your, that's fine if you got like a little patch of garden. After a while, it's not going to cut it, so you actually got to go buy a real tiller. This is the same thing. So you trying to get as much out of it without breaking your pocket, because if you constantly spending money on your garden or your homestead activities, after a while it's stupid. You spending more money than what you bringing in the house. You spending more than what you reaping, and then it's dumb. This is about feeding yourself for as little money and effort as possible. That's my goal. My end game is to retire and be able to feed my family for free, probably for the rest of our generations. That's my end goal. But for now, you want to use as less money. This is kind of like saving your money and putting it in the bank or fixing your credit. You don't want as much money going out, as much money coming in. Same thing with this gardening. You want to put out as less energy and get as much back as you could possibly get. And this is one of those things. You can feed your chickens for little or nothing with feed without. Here's another problem with the feed. Your feed go bad when the chickens mess it up, they scratch it up, spill it all over the place. It's wasted feed. It's waste of money. You just bought this feed. I don't care if you bought some cheap stuff. This is the cheap stuff, but they like it. I don't knock them. But here's the thing. It's still your money. And all the food that's on the ground that's just going to rot and going to mold, that's just that much sooner that you got to buy more feed, more money wasted. Every time I see something like that, I just look at it. I don't see food wasted. I see my money like, man, I could have done something else with that. This, you ain't going to waste no food. I guarantee you ain't going to waste no food. Now, if you want to sit this outside somewhere, make sure it's in like an overhang or something. You don't want water getting to this. And to keep moisture off, like nightly dew and humidity, put you like what you call them? Either those political signs, which I got tons of. I should grab one real quick. Grab one of the political signs and hot glue it onto this lid and overhang it way over out here, farther out than the pan is. So it hangs over this pan like out to here. So when water do drip down, it don't drip down here, it drip out here. The drip line, we gonna call it. That's what I used to do, and I'm telling you, once I start doing it like this, I got less critters getting in my food, less mess. The chickens ain't making a mess. I was able to keep their food longer. I've gotten a lot of questions where people say, how often do you buy feed? Almost never. When y'all saw me buying feed the other day, it reminded me of my wife had a Prius, one of those Toyota Prius cars, electric cars. She would only have to fill the damn car up. When she would almost
once every other week.
She would almost run out of gas because she forgot. She ain't had to fill the damn car up in so long. She forgot she even need gas, right? Well, that's kind of what this does. That's why I did run out of feed the other day, because I ain't had to buy no feed in so long, because it makes the food last longer, that I couldn't believe I was out of feed. They was out there screaming at me, and I went in there, check their bucket. Okay, that's empty. Let me go get them some more feed. Ain't nothing in there but crumb. So I took y'all with me to Tractor Supply to get some more feed. So that's how that worked out. We end up still being on here for an hour. Oh, Lord, what is we gonna do? Okay, Nick Thomas, balling on a budget, garden style, now showing on LED TV channel 73. Yeah, man, someday, who knows, someday. Okay, what do you store feeding from the squirrels? I don't understand that question. Frankie, redo that question. What do I store feeding from the squirrels? Feed in. Still don't make